Alright, so everybody has been talking about Claude Code skills, but nobody actually explains what they are and how they even make sense. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, where you can find them, and how to use them in a way that makes your outputs from Claude better. Whether that's Claude Chat, just a normal chat interface, or Claude Code. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so firstly over here, what even are skills? Well, skills, to keep it as simple as possible, is just to give Claude Code access to something or to a certain prompt that you don't want to keep repeating over and over again. So for example, up here, this is what would happen without skills. If I wanted Claude to create a certain document for me or for my company, and we wanted it to use my company's colors or my company's tone, then we may say something like this to Claude. Hey Claude, build me a document, but make sure the header is blue, use Montserrat font, always include a table of contents, and follow this exact format, and you would go on with the full prompt. Now, I could say that on day 1, but let's say on day 10, I needed to create another document following the same format, so following the same My Company format, with the same Montserrat font, including a table of contents. Well, we would have to come down here to a new Claude Chat and give it the exact same font again. So we're just repeating ourselves over and over again. And we could use Claude projects, which if any of you have used, you know that you can put in a prompt like this, but then we don't have access to it in any other chats. Now, on the other hand, we have Claude skills over here. Now, with skills, I can make a Claude Code skill. Don't worry, we're going to get into that later. But I can make a skill saying whenever you are creating documents, make sure that the header is blue, use Montserrat font, and always include a table of contents. So whenever I want to create another document, then I would just come over here and I would say build me a document using the brand guideline skill. Now what Claude Code will do is it will go to all of these skills that I have enabled or that I have on my Claude account. It's going to find this specific brand guideline skill, and it's going to use that skill so we don't have to repeat ourselves in a prompt over and over again. Now that's kind of a simple version, but it gets a lot more complex, and skills are one of the most powerful things that Claude Code has come out with, and I think Anti-Gravity, ChatGPT, all of these will start to implement the same process. So to sum it up, skills are just a set of instructions you give Claude Code one time, and it remembers to follow them whenever that type of task comes up. Instead of explaining yourself every conversation, you teach it once and it's going to follow that process all the time. Alright, so I think the best way to show you the difference between having skills and not having skills is by showing you it in action. So for example, I've given Claude over here this prompt right here, which says, hey, can you create a landing page for me, which is for my AI agency, where I build AI agents for real estate agents. We build these AI assistants to help them sell properties. Create a basic landing page that can show a real estate agent how they can use AI to enhance their workflow. And as you can see over here, Claude has said that it will do all of that for us. In this Claude chat, I haven't given it access to any skills. That's a key part, so just remember that. It says, I've created the professional landing page for your AI agency, key sections, design features, and so on. So we can see over here, we have the basic landing page, which looks like it was built by AI. Obviously, it has all of the main parts, but the design aspect of it looks very AI generated. You can see here, just simple colors, simple fonts, nothing too special. Now, if we come over here, I've given it a prompt again, except this time we've given it access to skills. I'm going to show you how we can give Claude access to skills, but this is just to show you the difference. If we come in here, you can see it says, let me start by reading the front-end design skill to ensure a high-quality landing page. So right off the bat, you can see Claude has detected up here, we want to create a design. It's going to look through all of these skills we have, and in this instance, it found we have a front-end design skill. It has read the front-end design skill for best practices. Now it's going to build the distinctive landing page. And if we open the landing page now, you can see there's quite a bit of difference. Over here on this landing page, obviously it's a lot better generated. We have moving parts over here, which is these circles. We have better fonts, better color grading. We have a full header up here where you can book a call. It has sections like this. It has what we build, darker sections, everything you would expect in a landing page. And obviously the front end design is a lot better. We even have stuff over here like testimonials and everything you would expect in a front end design. Now we've given it the same prompt, so why has it done this? Well, the reason it has done this is because of skill. Now let me show you where we can include skills and how to actually make them. To get a skill, you can come down here to the plus section, come over here to where it says connectors and press manage connectors. You're going to come up here to where it says capabilities, and scroll down here and you can see this is your skills section. Now Claude says skills are repeatable, customizable instructions that Claude can follow in any chat. We have your skills in here, and then we have some example skills over here, which is the skills that Claude has already made. So these are like the default skills that you can enable. Now there is a marketplace where other people have created skills, and that's where we got the front end design skill, because somebody else had created it and we brought it over to Claude Code. But you can see we have some default skills here, like the algorithmic art. We have brand guidelines, so apply Anthropic's official brand colors and typography to any artifacts, which would mean like any document. So we have a bunch of different skills right here. We have the theme factory right here, which is when we're creating like landing pages and so on. So you could enable this and it would automatically give you a better landing page. So now how do we access these skills? So obviously, like I said, we can enable this right here, and we can come back up here and press new chat and then ask it to create a landing page, and it would use this theme factory. Or we can just come in here and press try in chat. Now you can see here when we press try in chat, it says, hey Claude, can you make me something amazing with the theme factory skill? If we send this off, Claude is going to do some thinking. It says, I'd love to create something amazing with your theme factory skill. Let me first check what I can do. It's going to go and retrieve that skill. It's going to read the skill, and then it says, oh, here are 10 beautiful themes available, and we can open this in a PDF. And you can see it gives us all of the themes for the design. So you have your ocean depths theme, we have your sunset boulevard theme, you have a forest canopy theme, you have modern minimalist theme. So this would basically tell anything you want to build what type of theme you want to follow. So let's say we were creating a document or a PowerPoint, we could say use the theme factory skill, and we could say use the Arctic frost type, or we could say use the desert rose. So that's how it saves you a massive amount of time. If we didn't use a skill, then we would have to type everything out. Hey, create me a landing page that has this type of colors, this type of typography, this size sample header text, this type of body text, and you would be spending all day creating a prompt, and then you would have to repeat it every time you wanted to use it. So that's why we use skills. Now let's come back over here to the skills section. So manage connectors, capabilities, and skills right here. So we've gone through these sample skills. I would not enable all of these, because when you enable all of these, then Claude becomes confused on which ones to actually use, especially if you don't actually need them. So I wouldn't come in here and just enable all of them. Only enable the ones that you need. Now, if we want to create a skill, we can come up here and press add. We can create with Claude, we can write skill instructions, or we can upload a skill. If we press create with Claude, it's going to bring us to a new chat, and it says, let's create a skill together using the skill creator skill, which is a bit of a word mash, but they've basically created a skill that's going to help you create skills, if that makes any sense. It says, first ask me what skill should I do. So we can put it in here, and it's going to help me create the actual skill. Claude says, I'll help you create a custom skill. Let me start by understanding what do you want to build. Once you select an option, I'll ask some follow-up questions to help you design the perfect skill. So for us, let's say I want to build a skill that will create documents for me that I can send to clients, which will have my company branding and design, and always be neat proposals that I can send to potential clients. Okay, so we're going to send that off. And this skill that we're going to be, is we are going to use this whenever we want to create a document or a proposal that I want to send to a client. So rather than every time me coming in and saying, hey, I want to build a document that's going to be a proposal for a client, use these colors, use our brand theme, we're just going to create a skill, so it's going to do it for us. So you can see over here, it says, great idea. A branded proposal skill would be really valuable for your client outreach. Let me gather some more details to make this skill work perfectly for work ready AI. So it says, what types of proposals do you typically send to clients? Initial service overview. So let's say this. Next, and we are going to be sending them as Word documents. So let's send them as this. So it's asking us a couple of questions to make sure this skill is good. Now let me understand your branding and design preferences. So the proposals look polished and professional. Great. So we have what branding elements should every proposal have? We want a company logo in the header on the first page. We want specific color scheme, so brand colors. We want this, professional font and typography. We want this, and section like overview, solution benefits. Yes, we want this. So let's press next. What design style matches work ready AI's brand? Clean and minimal, focus on content. Okay, now it says, excellent, one last question. When creating a proposal, how should Claude Code work with you? Just tell you what info I need. You ask me for details. We have provide all client project details up front. You generate it. We have use a template I can quickly customize or mix, sometimes quick generation, sometimes guided. Let's use this one right here. Perfect. Now brand colors and logo. Do you have specific hex codes for WorkReady AI? We do. So let's grab the colors, the specific colors for my brand. All right, let's upload these two main brand colors, and I'm going to say I will give you the logo later. All right, now it should create that skill. So we've given it to two colors, and now you can see it's reading the skill creator skill, and now it's going to create our specific skill for creating documents or proposals for my company. All right, so Claude has gone through the full process. It says your new skill is ready. I've created a proposal writer skill for WorkReady AI. Here's what you've got. So it gives us all of the details, the skill MD file, which is what we'll get into later. We have some test cases, so it has tested the skill already, and it's given us an example output, which is right here. So let's scroll down here and look at the example. So down here, we have an example proposal in which it has outputted, and here is the proposal. So this is the WorkReady AI automation for real estate. It's using our main brand colors, which is this blue and this orange. We have the full proposal here. So the solution that we're going to provide, the email agent, the WhatsApp agent, the benefits, and the next steps. So book a demo call, set up and launch. Okay, so that's the demo that it has outputted. And let's say we're happy with this. We think that this is a good proposal and we want to use this for most of the times. We're going to take this skill right here. So you can see in here, we have this skill MD file. Now, all skills are going to look like this. Whenever you're making a skill, it's going to be an MD. It's going to be an MD file, which just stands for Markdown. In simple terms, it's just how computers format text. So we're going to download this skill. You can see now we have a skill MD file. Let's come over here to connectors. Again, manage connectors. Let's come up here to capabilities and come down to the skill section. Let's add this skill. We're going to upload the skill that we've just created, which is the one that Claude has created. And let's open this uploaded proposal writer. So you can see we have the skill name right here. And if we come over to your skills, if we come over here, we have the proposal writer skill. It's now toggled on. So whenever I go over to Claude and I say, maybe I'm chatting back and forth, like how should I approach this for a client? And I say, yes, I'm happy, create the proposal for this client. Claude is going to automatically know whenever we're creating proposals, use this skill. All right, so now you know how skills are made and what they actually do. Let's go over and look at the marketplace where we can find a bunch of different skills that are made by other people on the internet. It's very specific skills. So if you have maybe a specific niche or you have a specific use case, you can most likely find these skills over on the marketplace. So let's come up here and let's look up the Claude marketplace. So let's look up. All right, so you can see here, Anthropic has a public directory of all of their skills. There's also a bunch of different other marketplaces that has skills, but let's come into this one right here. And you can see it brings us to this directory with all of the skills. So it says this is a repository containing skills that demonstrate what's possible with Claude skills system. These skills range from creative applications, so like art, music, and design, to technical tasks like testing web apps, MCP server generation, and so on. So that's quite technical. Let's come over here to the skills section, and you can see we have a bunch of different skills here. Let's say we want a PowerPoint skill. So we like this skill right here. We click in here to the PowerPoint skill. You can see there's a couple of things in here. So what you're going to do whenever you come into any skill is you're going to come over here to the skill MD file. So the skill MD file is basically the prompt that we give to Claude to tell it to use this skill. Now every skill you see is going to have this. It's going to have a name and a description. Now how Claude is really smart with these is if you are using Claude or even Claude Code, instead of it reading the entire skills file every time you make a change or you send off a message to Claude, it's going to use this description up here to decide if it needs to use a skill. So you can imagine if you have like 50 skills, if Claude came into every skill and looked through the entire skill file, it would eat up thousands of tokens. But what Claude has smartly done is created this description right here, which whenever you create a skill like the one that we created, it creates a description so Claude can skim through all of these skills and know which one needs to be used. So for us, let's say we want this PowerPoint skill. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to download this. So let's press download. Now we have that skill. Let's bring it back over to Claude. Let's add a new skill and let's upload that skill, which is the PowerPoint skill. So the latest one is skill 2. Let's upload this, and we've now uploaded that skill. So let's come over here and let's ask Claude to use the PowerPoint skill. So now I'm going to tell Claude, use the PowerPoint skill. Here is what I want to make. We're going to give it some things about what we want to make, which is going to be a marketing sales deck for an AI automation for estate agencies. So you can see now it's reading the PowerPoint skill to learn best practices for creating presentations. Now it's going to read all of the details inside that skill, and now it's going to create the actual PowerPoint for us. All right, so with the PowerPoint skill, Claude has finished up and it has now outputted this PowerPoint right here. So we have the AI automation for estate agencies, the challenge to estate agencies. The challenge estate agencies face is time-consuming tasks, slow responses, and administrative burden. The AI solution. So this looks like a really good PowerPoint that I would definitely actually use inside a sales call. I mean, it's extremely straightforward, shows exactly what we would expect it to show. It has kind of the diagrams, the spacing, the 3-column approach, which is the best. We even have a nice testimonial down here. This is a really, really well designed PowerPoint, and you can see how that skill helped it to do this. If we just ask Claude to do this without the PowerPoint skill, it would definitely not get anywhere close to this. You can see we have ready to transform your estate agency, contact at estateagencyai.com. We have the website here. So there is the breakdown on Claude skills. This is kind of how you would use it in the chat interface. I'll make another video on how to use skills in Claude Code, which takes it to a whole new level and makes it extremely powerful. In the chat mode, it still is pretty powerful, but in Claude Code, it's a different level. So if you want to learn, firstly, before I even make that video, how to actually use Claude Code, then click the video somewhere on the screen right now. Also, if you want to start your own AI automation agency, then click the first link in the description where I teach you how I scaled my agency to 100K per month and how you can do the same with my one-to-one support from me and my team.